Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rabbi.
Good morning.
We are learning Mishnayos Bava Kamma, Perek Dalet, Chapter 4, and we're going to finally finish this Mishnah. Where the Mishnah begins with the words Reb Shimon Omer. See, Reb Shimon, got it?
No, just tell me where.
It's the middle, it's Perek Mishnah Aleph, where it says Reb Shimon Omer.
Six lines.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, sorry for the delay. Today's day of learning has been sponsored by Arnett Bornstein in memory of her mother, Yantalea Bas Moshe, whose yahrzeit is today. In the Neshama Shavan Ali. Okay. All right. So we've been talking about the story about the shar that gored 4 or 5 other ones, one after the other. And the first opinion of Meir was of the opinion that the only time there is going to be a shared amongst all the different victims, a shared responsibility of payment is only going to be when each one actually seizes this animal that gored its animal. And that's because, according to Reb Meir, basically the animal really belongs to the first person. But because each time somebody else seized it, they became responsible for it. And therefore, actually the payment that comes to them, they have to in some ways pass on, if not in whole, in some ways pass on to the victim afterwards. But that's Reb Meir. Reb Shimon, who we're about to begin right now, is of the opinion that anybody, even without seizing the animal, each one of the victims automatically acquires a share of the animal that equals the amount he is owed. That's what happens. Your animal got gored, and you are deserving a payment of chatzi nezek. It comes out that this animal that was doing the goring, that officially belongs to its original owner, now there's partners in that animal. And the partners in that animal are all the victims who have a share in that animal for payment. And because they are partners now, therefore, even without seizing it, they now have responsibility. He thus becomes a partner of the ox together with the original owner, and so he and the original owner share liability for damages. Okay? So now, let me just read to you here from the notes. According to this opinion, it makes no difference whether the victim seizes the ox, as we said. When an animal is owned by 2 people, sometimes one watches. Okay, now here is the understanding behind this. What is the understanding that because they're partners, that now each one is responsible? And that is, when an animal or any item is owned by 2 people, sometimes one watches it and sometimes the other watches it. But both share responsibility for it at all times. Thus, even if the victim seizes the ox, he does not assume any more responsibility than he had before. Doesn't make any difference. At the end of the day, you become a partner, and whether you seize it or not, you're going to be responsible. Okay, so now let's read the Mishnah. Reb Shimon Omer. Reb Shimon says, Shar, and again, this is going to be a lot of different calculations. Shar shavim asayim, shanagach shar shavim asayim. Vein nevela yafaklum. You have an ox worth 200, you gored another ox worth 200. And there is no value to the nevela. The carcass is valueless. Okay, and that's just that, and if it had any value, you would just deduct it from the calculation towards the person who got damaged. But we're keeping it simple, and the Mishnah is keeping it simple and saying, forget about the nevela's value. All we're dealing with here is the 200 of the original value of the value of the animal that did the goring, and the 200 value of the animal that got gored, and now is worth nothing. So now what happens? You have the living animal, which was a tam. The collection comes from the body of the animal, and therefore, one takes 100, one takes 100. Right? They split. If you have to pay me chatzi nezek, half of the damages that I suffered, right? half the damages of the 200 animal is 100. So that means now in the living animal that did the goring, I now have $100 worth. I'm a partner, 50-50. Now, that now again, the animal went and gored another animal worth 200. Okay, so now what's happening now? The most recent victim, we'll call him the second victim, takes 100. Why? Because he deserves half nezek. And who has to pay his half nezek? The first two people, the owner and victim number one, because they were partners in the animal. So now when their animal, their partners gores another animal worth 200. So what happens? Now, they originally had 100 each in the animal. Now, the second victim has 100 in the animal. And what do the other ones have? 50 each. Vishalofanav, and the ones that preceded him, zenoitel chamishim, zenoitel chamishim. Each one takes 50, right? Simple math. Originally, they both were partners in 100. Now their animal went and gored another animal that they have to now pay chatzi nezek to, half damages to, which was 100. So 100 out of that animal now goes to victim number 2, and the remainder of the animal is split between the owner and victim number 1. Now, chazar v'nagach shar achar shavim masayim, right? This animal is not stopping, and the animal now goes and gores another shar, another ox worth 200. Okay, so now what happens? Ha'achrei noitel mana, the last one takes 100, right? He takes 100 because 100 is what he's owed. His animal that was worth 200 was gored by this animal that has 3 partners, and he still gets his 100 half nezek in the animal. So now he takes 100 from the animal. The shalafan of chamishim zuz, and the one before takes 50. Ushnayim harishayim dinar zav, and the first two take a golden dinner, which is worth 25 zuz. It's all the math, right? You had before the fourth victim, right? For the fourth victim, you had a partnership in the animal of the owner owning 50, victim number 1 having 50, victim number 2 having 100, right? That's what we had. Now victim number 3 comes. If I said 4 before, there was a mistake. Victim number 3 comes, and his animal was gored by this animal that is owed in a partnership of 3 people. He gets his 100. That's the damage that he suffered. He gets 100. And therefore, he takes 100 out of the animal. The remaining 100 now has to be split up amongst the 3. Now, split amongst the 3 doesn't mean split up evenly. It's going to be split up because each one is paying another half of what he had. So victim number, I'm making the numbers wrong. We have victim number 4 right now. Victim number 4 is getting 100. Victim number 3 went down from 100 to 50 because he had to pay half of his share. Victim number, no. I'm sorry. We have owner, victim number 1, victim number 2, victim number 3. Victim number 3 is getting his full 100. He's the last one. He gets 100 out of the animal, which is an animal that was partnered by the owner, and victim number 1, and victim number 2. Victim number 2, who had 100 before the animal gored victim number 3, he had 100. He goes down to 50 because he pays half now to victim number 3. The other 2 had how much? Originally each one had 50, and now since they're paying half of their shares, they go down to 25. So therefore, that's what the Mishnah means when it says, after the case of the third victim, if it went and gored another animal worth 200, the last one takes 100 because it's their animal that their animal owned the partnership gored. The shalafan of chamishim zuz, the one before him, victim number 2, is going to get 50. Ushnayim harishayim, the first 2, which is the owner, victim number 1, dinar zav, they get a golden dinar, which is the same value as 25 zuz. Now again, the Mishnah went with a calculation of where the dead animal has no worth. If its carcass would have some value, the victim's loss would be the difference between the value of the living animal and the value of the carcass. That's just for calculation's sake. How much is he going to collect from the animal that did the goring? Have a wonderful day. And we shall again come on in a little while for when the Siyum takes place. So hopefully see you soon.
Thank you, Rabbi.